Good morning. Today, I'm drinking out of my Stumptown mug. It was very cold this morning when I went on my run. It's like 37 degrees. I was not mentally prepared for that. But I got it done. And so, excuse me. I'm training for a 5K. I'm going to try to run it. It will be the fastest pace that I've ever run, so that's a victory. But I was originally hoping to run it in like 30 minutes, which is very, very, very speedy for me. And it's on Thanksgiving, so it's only like a couple weeks away, and I'm like a minute and a half from 30 minutes pace-wise. Anyway, it's just, this morning I was like, I'm not even going to get to 30 minutes. I don't know why I'm out here. And I was texting Jamie, and he was like, you're out there, just enjoy it. And I was like, yeah, it is beautiful. I'm feeling like I can't meet my goal, so I want to give up. But I did my 3.1 miles, and I slowed down a little bit too, because when it's really cold, like my lungs hurt, and so breathing really heavy trying to run fast was uncomfortable just from the get-go. And when I slowed down to like my normal pace and just enjoyed looking around and enjoying the colors, it was much better. So yeah, so that's been my morning so far. It was a quiet start to November, and yeah, it's going to continue to be pretty quiet, which is good. I prefer that. Knitting wise, I finished that sweater that I shared in last week's video, and then I also am working on some mitts for Christmas gifts, so I'm not going to share them, but they're super fun and super quick, and they're color work, so I'm like knitting pictures basically into them. And I've really been enjoying that. So also yesterday I did some sewing. I don't know if you'll be able to see my giant chair back here. I made myself this cute little skirt out of some vintage fabric. It has pockets because of course it does. Why would you make yourself a skirt and not put pockets in it? You can see my dress or my t-shirt under there. Yeah, it's just a simple elastic, and then I did put a fake button placket. But if you just tuck a belt over it, it looks way cuter. So it's a very short little skirt with some vintage fabric. And I was gonna make another skirt today. We shall see though. Yeah, so that's been what's going on in my crafty life. I have a frog in my throat. It's driving me crazy. I don't think I've shared this one at all. This is a piece that I finished early last week. There, that's a better angle. This is Sedna. She is an Alaskan goddess of the sea. The legend goes that her father, there's multiple versions of her story, but they all say that her father cut at least her 3 fingers as she was exiled, and they became like the seals and the whales, and she's a vengeful goddess, so that's why she looks kind of creepy. But I really like how she turned out. I like how the little orb turned out. I've been drawing a lot of like women holding this like soul energy kind of thing. So that's Sedna, Deep Ocean. Yeah, I like how she turned out. And then the next piece that I'm working on, what is that? That's is not finished because I'm still waiting for some of these dang paint globs to dry. So my process, I have to wait for the background to be completely dry before I put on the Mod Podge, which is what I've been using lately, because it's technically a glue, unlike I was using like a gloss like stay wet additive, which helps keep your paint wet longer so you can keep working with it. I was using that to adhere, which worked fine, but Mod Podge, like, because I wanted, this one's very smooth, the texture, but I want to be able to put, you can't really tell, more heavily textured. There, you can kind of see there's more texture in this one, but I wanted to be able to put my drawings on more textured paintings, which the additive wasn't quite quite sticky enough for that to work. So been using Mod Podge, but you need it to be completely dry before you paint over it with glue, basically. So just waiting for this to dry. This is Bologna, which I think is how you pronounce the city in Italy. And St. Catherine is gonna go, because that's where she's from, right over the top of it. So St. Catherine was I think 14th century nun from Italy. She's the patron saint of artists, and when she was buried, the story goes that there was a sweet smell coming from her grave, and when they exhumed her, she was mummified, aka, according to the Catholic Church, incorruptible, and her body is still in a cathedral in Bologna. So, kind of weird, but zombie nun, there you go. She has a little paintbrush. So I really like saints. I think they're interesting. I like patron saints. I like that whole concept. So that will be St. Catherine. She's gonna be over her little city. I don't do a lot of architecture in my paintings. It's because I prefer things to be more loosey-goosey. And, you know, I think it turned out fine. There's a lot of red tiles on the roofs in Bologna, so I thought the red and green looked really nice. And I could keep working it, but architecture is really not, I'm not super stoked about it. So the impression of architecture is good enough for me. I've been thinking about making prayer candles with my art, putting it on prayer candles. So that kind of inspired St. Catherine, because a lot of prayer candles have like Mary or what is that Sacred Heart thing, and saints. So yeah, let me know what you think if you're interested in a prayer candle. If there's any particular pieces I've done or shared that you'd like on a prayer candle, do let me know, because I'm probably going to start with like a small batch and see how they do. So that's the latest from me in this corner of the world. And of course, I haven't thought about what I want to leave you with, because I don't really plan these. Seasons are finally changing. It was really cold this morning, as I mentioned. And I love changing seasons as an opportunity to also change out your space, things in your home. And it's also a great time to reevaluate where you're at, like, in life, and your thoughts. And I've been doing a lot of work on thoughts, and it's a good time to journal and set intentions and decide what you want to set aside and what you want to carry forward. So it's my hope that this week you can make some time or maybe take a walk or do something to, first of all, enjoy the transition of the seasons, and secondly, to give yourself some space to think about what you want to bring forward, take with you into the next season. So with that, I hope you have an excellent week, and I will see you next time on Coffee with Ciara. All right, bye.